With the debutant Brooke Vernon, the 18-year-old from Rye, Dandenong and the Southern Saints. She started as a Bulldogs fan. She's now a Blue. Here's Jo Watton with the first bounce.
So Pride match underway, round 3, AFLW 2020 in Lamb. Wrapped up with the footy, nowhere to go. Jumpers look good as they get underway in action. Moody trying to follow up her work. Prasparkas is in there and has won herself a free kick, I think.
The last couple of weeks, Maddie Prasparkas has had a tag, so it'll be interesting to see here whether someone rolls with her.
She just decides to go long, sends them inside 50. Bounce over Harris's head. Lurking in the area is G. Harris goes back for it again. Can't fire the footy. We have our first stoppage.
Naomi Ferris, career high 14 touches in each of her first 2 games this season. Prasparkas shark the Rennie tap. Little handball from McCarthy. Clearing ball from Huntington back into the team from concussion today. That ball pivots towards the line. Harrington deciding whether to touch it or not. In the end, she was fumbling it over the line, and there was some carnage in the Blues leadership ranks last week. We saw Katie Loynes and Karen Harrington both spend time off the ground significantly in that loss to the Pies. Both come up 6 days later to play here. Egan, hasn't she been impressive to start the season?
She certainly has. 18 touches and 11 tackles last week. Exceptional. To think this is only her 3rd AFLW game.
And good support for Prasparkas around the footy. As Moody, it's a long way down. She's managed to reel it in. Tackled by Rennie, going nowhere. So Rennie and Moody will go at it again. Moody this time prompt position. Egan's there, so is Prasparkas. Gets the hand pass off to Sarah Hosking. Kick inside 50 with hope, and in the end, Spark. He does that quite regularly, really. Takes the intercept mark for the Dogs.
And we'll switch, going to make Hunt work for it. She's got Vesio bearing down. Hunt's kick is wide. It'll catch the line just. Luckily for their sake, both inside the line and inside their defensive 50.
And as we know, it's that's inside the forward 50 there. It's obviously going to be a boundary throw-in. It's no lasso rule there, so there's no free kick, and we'll have another boundary stoppage here.
Taylor Harris taking the front. The forward line ruck work went over her head. Lurking at the back was Edwards, who's come into the team as well. Here's Lachlan's first interaction for 2020. Spiralling ball over the head of Lamb. Aloifi back to Harrington, steady from the Blues and off the line into space. Edwards, she can keep it moving here and does. Works her way around Lachlan as well with a turn of speed. Kick low down. McAvoy just couldn't glove it. Can't wriggle free the tackle either. Good work in close from the Dogs. Stevenson replies in kind with a strong tackle as well. Carlton have it in their forward 50 still. McAvoy, Vesio, a handball in hope at best. Newton, Collin. Brilliant tackle from Walker. High one perhaps from Gion Ferris, not seen. Lachlan, good pressure early from the Blues. And there looks to have been a little bit of a response from Carlton Chelsea Randall early on in terms of pressure.
How good was that? I mean, just some of the tackle pressures there. I think we had 3 or 4 just in that contest all straight at the start then.
So the Doggies, through Gogus, looking for a chance to clear out towards Lamb off her hands. Aloifi can mop up. Hand pass to Egan was a little astray, so Blackburn with her first attempt.
Oh, nice little spin out of trouble there.
Couldn't clear the footy. Newton. So having a good chat to Prasparkas before the game during the warm-up. The Blues have won it back on the wing. Down the line they go. Newton again to get a hand in. We'll kick up down the line. Moody in best position, though. Carried over Rennie's head. And she can look to send the Blues forward again.
Living in their half so far, the Blues. Moody's kick scrubby. Gets over a set of hands. Harris, clever. Works it forward. Just needs to sit here for G. On the third bite, she'll get it. Stroll in. Blues with the opener. Taylor Harris involved early. Chelsea Randall.
How good was that? I mean, and she knew she had someone just sitting right in front, so a nice, easy little tap just to push it forward, gain that extra couple of metres, and we're able to pop it in front, straight into the goals there.
Chelsea Randall, 4th inside 50. Finally, the Blues was something to show for it.
Yeah, they worked hard just in that first couple of minutes there, and Taylor just a lovely little smart little tap forward there just to get that footy forward, and Georgia G with that goal there.
So the Bulldogs yet to go inside forward 50. Didn't really had enough hands on the footy, clean disposal. Not going to go anywhere here as Sparkus has it all wrapped up in the centre.
Pressure's hot early.
Moody taps down, then goes to follow up her own work. Rosali cracks in with Prasparkas again. Raises the arm and it's going to go in her favour. So Prasparkas heading towards over the head of Stevens. Kick had a little too much carry on it.
What I love from that, then as soon as she had that kick, all the defenders are actually in attack and everyone is transitioning. Really, really good from the Blues there. It was something they were lacking a little bit last week, so it's good to see that now.
Clearing ball finds Lamb for the Bulldogs, who have only got a couple of players forward of the footy, so they'll bring it to the broadcast side for the first time. LaJoya, they're turning it over in midfield here, the Bulldogs, and can't find a chain. The pacey Dalton kick was fumbly. Well made, the mark there from Katie Heron. The Irish woman from County Donegal heads out to that Hawkins side wing for Hunt. She's trapped. They've got to bring it inboard. This is good defence in front of the footy here from the Blues. Huntington goes corridor, hangs it, but Lamb made good of it. Nat Plain with a job on her, so Lamb careful to come off the line. They try and work it into this tricky breeze. Well done, G, the goal kicker so far. Prasparkas, she's been busy. Back to Harrington, who did a couple of steps in reverse. G on the half volley, back to Harrington. They're sharing it around. Harrington careful, waits for the lead, and that's exactly what they want from Stevens. Playing that conduit role, gives it off. Hustling play here from the Blues. They work it forward. Brazali from 50, setting sail to a vacant goal square. She's got it. Lauren Brazali has become a goal kicker in a hurry as well. Kicked one last week, had a magical game in the prelim final. It had been a drought before this season. She's now got 3 goals in her AFLW career. It's the theme of the weekend, Chelsea round. It might be long bomb round in AFLW. We saw 2 at Moorabbin last night. Lauren Brazali dialing long distance from 50 with the breeze.
Sent it through. It was wonderful. And what I loved was Karen Harrington, just from the back, she started that play. Really silky smooth skills from the back line and kept it moving.
And Half will be happy. 2 goals from 6 inside 50s. A lot better conversion than last week already. Prasparkas, her 5th touch of the game. Nice disposal on the ground. Goes the co-captain Loyne. She's got numbers out here. McAvoy just slotted into the spot.
Yeah, and the Bulldogs just struggling to try and number off when they're coming into the defence. We do have a player down in the middle of the ground at the moment, so maybe Georgie can have a little look at that for us as well.
So McAvoy in just her 3rd game directly in front. Has it got enough carry? It does.
So it looks to be Ange Gogus, who's the injured player for the Bulldogs now, making away off and not able to put any weight on that right leg. So worrying signs for the Doggies, and a player who's participated in all 24, now 25 of their AFLW games so far.
Just really smart play there by Prasparkas. Is the injury just here as we're watching on screen? Just comes down clutching at it, so we hope that it's nothing too serious there. And Lucy McAvoy just putting that one straight through the sticks, and love the work rate from Prasparkas in traffic there. Slows it up and hit up the target perfectly.
So Lucy McAvoy with her 1st AFLW goal in her 3rd start, of course. NAB Rising Star nominee back in round 1 after 12 possessions and 5 marks There's Ange Gogas being seen to by the Bulldogs medical staff. Georgie Parker will give us an update on that shortly, but they're off to a hot start here. Rennie has got the knee into El Downey and then gave her some on the way through as well. Press-Barkis to Dalton. McLeod with the tackle. And Chelsea, the Bulldogs were minus 23 and inside 50 since quarter time against the Saints. And it's working against them so far. Carlton with 7-0 so far.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if there is a bit of a breeze. I can see from some of the flags out there, it is going a little bit to the left of the screen with the Carlton's end. So it'll be interesting to see if Bulldogs can fight their way back through here and get it over the halfway mark.
So Loyne sent one high, and Izzy Huntington's playing a really important role in defence. We sort of mused over whether she would be back or forward pre-game. They've elected to put her back, and she's providing an important relief role there at the moment, given the volume of possession Carlton have had. Rennie's kick, there was a little push in the back on Newton. Umpire spotted it. So free kick against Harrington, the #1 draft pick Newton. Not great purchase on the kick, and isn't Lalawifi providing wonderful coverage alongside Harrington in defence for the Blues?
She often likes to use her pace, but this time just going by foot out of half-back. It's going to come straight back in, though, as Newton's taken the grab. Decides to go by hand to Huntington, who loads up. Lalawifi again under the footy pound. Gets the hand pass back towards her. Good tackle. Press-Barkis couldn't reel it in. McCarthy with a good tackle on Harrington. That might be holding the footy.
I think it is. Bulldogs with a chance here to send it inside 50.
For the first time in the game. McCarthy looked to load up, but then went short, and a good grab by Too Good. Thought it was just going to have too much on it, but she reached up and plucked it down.
She certainly did. Really good, and this would be in her range, Bonnie Too Good. So depending on that wind, if she can sail it through, she goes back pretty far here.
So not much of an angle to speak of. Let's see if she can slot it from 45. Bad off the boot. It's not going to have enough carry, though. Falls in front. Press-Barkis with a hand pass out to Pound. Pound went back towards her, playing near the boundary line, and this one trickles over in front of McLeod.
And Carlton with the outnumber, just that contest there. We heard Daniel Harford talk about it just before the game. That's something they really wanted to work on, was just that contest method, outnumbering them at the contest, and Carlton trying to get that out of that forward 50 of the Dogs.
So the Dogs, after just 2 straight goals last Friday night, trying to find one here early. Scott with a touch. Blackburn stopped, propped, kick to the advantage of McLeod through her hands. LaJoya fumbles it for Too Good, snaps, keeps it low. Goals. Big answer back from Bonnie.
Brilliant vision there by Ellie Blackburn. As you said, Nige, stopped, propped, and slotted that one right into the corridor, just over into some field position there. We were able to get a nice little snap of goal. Wonderful effort.
Sharpshooter Bonnie Too Good, 4th goal of the season now, 10-2 in her AFLW career.
Let's take a look at this one. A lovely little shot on goal there. She's pretty happy with that one.
Opportunistic Bonnie Too Good, 10-2 now in her AFLW career. Let's head boundary side. Georgie Parker with an update on Ange Gogas.
Yeah, so Gogas has just gone into the rooms with the physio and the doctor. She's been clutching at that bottom right leg, as you saw in the vision. It doesn't look too good, but I'll keep you up to date with what the doctors are saying.
No pun intended.
As Lachlan from the middle, land in the arms of Newton. So a good couple of minutes for the Dogs. That one goes wide, looking for LaJoya. Had Edwards for company, did well to reel it in, but Edwards did well with the tackle. Clutches at the footy.
Jess Edwards did really well there. This is her first game back of 2020. She holds the record at the Blues for the best 2K time trial. And yeah, got a great tank on her.
Blackburn sends them high inside 50. To wait underneath was Harrington. Pressure applied. Vesio now near the boundary line. Can she produce something? No. Tackle to the deck, holding the footy. So Vesio doing the defensive work a long way from home, and Too Good from outside 50. Against this breeze, you think it's too far. and ill-directed in the end, and Lalauifi can take it comfortably on her chest.
She's had a hot start so far. This will be her 5th touch.
She's done well just to read the flight of that footy really, really well. Sets herself up and it's fallen straight into the lap.
Pound kick to the contest, so work to do here for Stevens. Similar now for Egan, who has to go body. And the Bulldogs lock this in. No, fumbled its way back to Egan. She'll chip one high. Downey looking for the body and then the one hand gathered. Bumps its way inboard. McAvoy, she's got Hosking on here. She'll head in that direction now. It sits for Sarah. She had McLeod out the other side of the rearview mirror, but almost a sixth sense that the twin sister was there. Away goes Jess.
Great.
Puts the Blues inside 50. Couple to beat here for Walker. Heron, will it sit for her? She goes off the ground and got ripping purchase on it as well. It sits up in the breeze. Brown, Hunt. Back to Heron, good from the Bulldogs. Good pressure from the Blues though. Brown gathers, shovels it off. Stepping through Giorgio Stathis. Here comes Hosking.
Brilliant tackle.
And this game's got a bit of everything right now.
Bit of fire in that one.
And
It's
a
gone
50.
back and forth now, and a 50 has been paid. He's reversed it.
So here's the original tackle, which was very well executed from Sarah Hosking. What's the aftermath? So it was Dee Berry who gave away the original one. Somehow the ball back in Bulldog hands.
Yeah, the retaliation gets you every time as Lalauifi tumbling punt off the right to Prespakis, under pressure immediately though by McCarthy. And she's won the free kick. Umpire judging Prespakis threw it away. Egan just decides to slap it forward to Loynes, in and under and hard, and too high. Play on. Vesio inside 50. A great kick to Harris. She spilt what she should have taken really with no pressure. Buttering up now, fighting for the footy. Gets it back towards Stevens, bends round on the left. Walker underneath. Heron in trouble. Has company though in Hunt to help her out. And passes it to herself very near the boundary line, and this one unluckily bounces off her foot and out of bounds on the full.
Jeez, how was that last couple of play though, just from Carlton coming into that forward line? Unlucky that Harris couldn't take that mark there. But yeah, some great, superb work so far.
So a throw in, not out on the full. It looked like it had come off the lower part of Hunt's leg. Nonetheless, a chance still for the Blues to grab their 4th. LaJoya, stolen by Vesio, finds a little piece of space, but kicks the first behind of the afternoon. And this is white knuckle early on. Pride game by name and nature. Darcy Vesio, as we mentioned, the designer of the Carlton strip they're wearing this afternoon.
She's a talented one, not just on the football field.
Gamble's kick to a cluster of Blues. Lachlan, Blackburn nailed by Loynes. Lachlan was able to, or Giorgio Stathis was able to buy Hunt some time. Inboard for Toogood, who comes up the ground to find some ball. All the Blues back. They're defending that space cleverly. Harrington waits for it. Comes inboard. She's got that heavy padding on her right thigh. Hosking looking for an option. Dogs turn it over in a good spot here. McCarthy's got speed and space. It's 2-on-1. Lalauifi back there. Couldn't get it in the fingertips. Can eventually gather, relieve the pressure, but perhaps only momentarily as LaJoya marks on the wing.
Fantastic work by Gabby Newton there. It was just, she was definitely outnumbered. She had 1 against 3 of the Blues there and just corralled them. And as we see a massive hit inside. Hannah Scott, we know that she is such a physical player. So to see her take her time to get back up, it must have been a big hit.
Hung on to the footy well in the marking contest. Still sucky in the big ones as she loads them up inside 50. Egan in front, Toogood over the top. Got hands to it first, couldn't reel it in. And a stoppage. Interesting, before Chelsea, a lot of the Bulldogs players had pushed up. They didn't really have the targets.
Yeah, correct. And that's why when we said when the ball came into the defensive, their forward 50, the Blues just were all over it then.
McCarthy goes by hands to Lamb. Just out towards space. Lalauifi with a bit of time. As the siren sounds for quarter time.
What an outstanding opening term of footy here in excellent conditions. The Blues striking with the first 3. The Dogs get a late answer. The margin 13 points in the 3rd annual Pride game at quarter time.